Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this request management is something which is very very important. So the next 5 classes, that is next 5 hours, we will be completely dealing with request management. This is one of the very very important and the basic thing that every organization or every interview question, anything, they are going to ask you these questions only. So make sure that you have your 100% um, concentration here. So we will be splitting up this into 5 hours: service catalog management or request management. So today we will be understanding what is the service catalog management, how we will create a service catalog, like how we will create a service catalog, how we will create. So there are a couple of terminologies that you will have to understand. So it's called as like you can either call as service catalog, or you can call it as a catalog item. Got it? So you can call it as service catalog or catalog item. Both of them are the same. So remember one thing, that whenever you're trying to deal with request management, so the hierarchy is always like Amazon request. So once you place an order, Amazon order. So let's say you have ordered, like you will place one single order, but in that one single order, you would have placed multiple items. Like for example, you would have ordered toothpaste, you would have ordered bathing soap, you would have ordered a towel, you would have ordered a kitchen towel, so many things. So all these are your RITMs, requested items. Okay, so whenever it comes to request management, just remember about the Amazon order. That's the best example that you can actually relate to. Got it?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Um, so we will be dealing today, as I mentioned. So these are the topics. So we will, of course, cover a little bit. So this is all for the entire 5 hours. So 1 hour we will deal with service catalog and execution and all of that. The next session we will be dealing with the request life cycle, and then how the request summary is generated. After that, we will of course see how we can attach a workflow to catalog items. We already covered that part when we were actually dealing with the workflow and the flow designer. But now we will still touch upon that again. And your last 2 hours, 1 hour will be for record producer, and the other hour will be for your order guide. So, what is the service catalog? So, does anyone have any idea on what is the service catalog?
Yeah, I
Just
have.
a brief,
I have the idea
Yeah,
something.
please go
Okay,
ahead.
Tanmay, please go ahead, please.
it's actually the service catalog is what kind of facility we can give in a particular action or particular command.
Okay.
Mm, and I think service catalog is a like so it is it is a catalog like it is a sample. It's like when I create the iPhone like iPhone, so we have to create those catalog. What's the so all of this item, what kind of adjective they have, what's the kind of color, what's the memory, everything they have. It is like a catalog, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have to
Last
make
time
it,
we
it
built
is
for
it's like a design. I have to make the design is sometimes it's iPhone, those who is color and who is the size, and everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
might be some the visible things that we
Yeah,
make laptop iPhone.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe the
exactly.
other things also,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
might be the application. We also tried last time to install software like this, also be a service catalog. So it depends on how we give the service.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So basically, like you have a lot of options there here. So examples could be like, if someone wants to install a software, it could be a service or it could be a request. It could be anything. Like someone is ordering something, we can have a service catalog. Someone wants to get access to some group, we can still have it. So maybe we can today, in today's example, we can take a hospital form. Okay, that's an example we can take. So I think I already asked this question, but can anyone tell me, what is that like for registration? When you go to a hospital, they are going to give you a form like, please do registration in this hospital. Are you like the first time visit or something? And they're going to give you a form. So, what do you think is going to be there in that registration form?
Because the hospital want to enter my everything. Because when I go the second time, when I'll go the second time, they will easily find out me.
Yeah, correct. So, what are the things that will be available on that form, in that hospital form? What do you think will be there?
So my
So the
name,
first thing there will be is the patient's like who is gonna be the patient, the personal informations, the name, age, and the gender.
Hmm?
Then
A
so
unique ID.
so all of the personal
yes, there
information.
Correct.
yes
That's correct.
the
So,
personal informations, their previous health informations, like if they have any previous health issues or what kind of medication they are taking right now.
that's perfect. So, when we actually go to a hospital and if we are visiting the hospital for the first time, these are the things that they usually like ask. And what will be like, we will fill up the form and they will, that is something which is old. But if that hospital is using service now, then they can automatically like fill in the form online itself and they can submit it. So every service catalog will have a category that to differentiate. So if you see, this is a portal view, this is the screenshot shows the different types of categories of where you can place your service catalog. So in the hardware you can have multiple catalog items like requesting for iPhone, requesting for headset, then maybe desktop installation, something like that. And software, maybe install Adobe Pro in my system. There might be a request service catalog for that. And if you see services, it could be any kind of service. Someone can raise a request that my chair is broken. Could you please replace it with a new chair, or could you please repair? So there will be a ticket that they can raise for that.
Ma'am,
So yeah.
ma'am, so when we request something, iPhone or the installation or something like that, so is fulfill of the service now or the company company?
Sorry?
When I request, so request fulfill the service now or the company?
Company, of course, if someone is going to raise the request,
Hmm?
there will be agents who will be working on it, right?
Yeah,
So the agents, that is the organization, they will do it. ServiceNow will just give you. ServiceNow will give you the tool, but everything and anything you only have to do inside it. ServiceNow is not going to do anything.
uh, yeah. So
Depends.
there,
It actually ServiceNow
so
actually works
this is one
on
of
the.
the part like selling or the something, right?
Yes,
It's a marketing place.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, so now these are the categories. Now let's go to the next slide. So we will understand what is, we already understood what is a service catalog, but just let's understand based upon the definition. A catalog item is a form. Like I said, when you go to a hospital and if you are the new patient there, first time if you're going, they will give you a form to fill in. Like that, it is a form in the ServiceNow portal. Okay, so a catalog item is a form used to submit information, a request, or to create a task. It could be for anything. Like we took a couple of examples, right? So like that, it can be used for anything. And then we see a catalog item contains questions that gather information from users to create record in the SC underscore request table. So all your requests, service catalog request management, all your tickets will be stored in SC underscore request table. Okay. And then you have something called as advanced view, ITIL homepage and portal view. So that's nothing but your backend, and portal view is just, you just duplicate the tab and you just type in ESC or service portal ESP, you'll be taken there. We just saw the categories and catalog. We will of course touch the other parts, whatever is mentioned over here a little later. But today we will just go through it. So this is the hierarchy of the request management. So always request number will be REQ, one request number can have multiple items. Like your one Amazon order can have multiple items. So if you're placing an order, then of course, right, it will have multiple items. Like I mentioned, it will have toothpaste, brush, soap, lot of things. There could be a lot of things like that. So one REQ can have multiple RITMs, and one RITM can have multiple SE tasks. So the hierarchy is always REQ is a parent, RITM is the child, and SE task is the grandchild for the REQ and child for the RITM. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So
No, no, ma'am.
REQ,
Please explain again, please.
yeah. So REQ is in the first place, and that is the parent. RITM is the child for REQ. So under REQ there will be multiple RITMs, and under one RITM there will be multiple SE tasks. So REQ is the parent, RITM is the child for REQ, and then SE task is the child for RITM, and SE task is the grandchild for REQ.
Okay, now I have understood.
Now you
So,
got it, right?
here is the three examples. The one is the request, one is the RITM, one is the AC task, right? So
Right.
all of the order will join with the RAQ, right? The
Yeah,
parent.
correct.
Yeah, yeah, I have understood.
You're right.
Mhm.
Yep, that's right. So this is the hierarchy. Now let's quickly go to the instance, and we will go to the demo part. So okay, instance is hibernating. Fine, let me refresh. The instance did not pick up.
Yes, Monica, the same thing happens with me. So I had to create a new one. I don't know. You say
Yeah,
like if we are not using it for 10 days, then it will be like in a sleep mode. But I used it within 10 days, but still it's not waking up.
It
So
will take
it's
time.
it's sometimes take time.
It will
Yeah,
take time.
just
First, yeah,
first. No,
first
it
time
is
I did same
basically
thing.
no. It's the problem. No, no. It is mainly happen. The internet connection is my explanation, but I don't know. Sometimes it will not synchronize with the time. Maybe so. It is better to give at least 5 minutes. Then you restart. I mean, refresh, and then it will be okay. Sometimes the synchronized process is lapsed within the time. So that's why it will take time. That's it. I think so.
Ma'am, everywhere you see the same thing because I tried a lot of things like this, but it will okay after 5 minutes maybe.
It will okay after 2 3 minutes.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, now,
So it's waking up now. We don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
that error. Does anyone have their instance up and running right now?
Let me check it.
Yeah.
I think this problem will be solved if you refresh it again.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah, it will take 5 minutes. That's my experience.
Okay, so now what we'll do is we will type in service catalog or maintain items. So by doing this, we will be able to go to service catalogs. There we can, create our own catalog. So you can either type in service catalogs here, or you can just type in maintain items. So maintain items is the table where all your, that is sc underscore cat underscore item, is the table where all your catalog items will be stored. So let me just take an example of an existing catalog item. So if I have to basically go to the service portal, what I can do is I can simply duplicate the tab, and at the end of the url, you can just remove everything and just give sp stands for service portal, and you can just go to the portal itself. Now let me come here. So this catalog item says standard laptop. This is the backend view, that is the developers view, where we will be modifying this. Now let me go over here. So the service portal is loaded. So I will say standard. So the name of this particular item, catalog item, says standard laptop. So I will just type it as standard laptop and let me search. So I have got this catalog item. So in the end user screen that is on the portal, this is how it looks. So this is a request which is under the category called as hardware, because it is a laptop. The Lenovo's latest ThinkPad, lightest ThinkPad, it provides a QHD display and all of that. Technical specifications is this one. Optional software, do you want this to be installed? Then I will give some notes, and then if I click, okay, I will say testing for snow training, then I will say click on order now. So once I do that, I will be asked to check out, just like your order confirmation on the Amazon page. So once you are confirming, then it will take you to the payment page, and then you will do the payment. So this is your request summary. So this is your req, and if you click on this, this will be your RITM. So you see the RITM number. So REQ is in the first place, RITM is in the next place. You can always search this in the global search. So if I just copy this, go to my home page, and if I just give it in the global search, I'll be able to search this particular ticket. So who has submitted submitted it, when did they submit, what are they requesting for, and based upon that, so you see there are some approvals. So if they're approving it, then a catalog task will be created. So in the meantime, you can always click on show workflow. This will show how this particular process is defined, if it is going to be automatically done or how it is. So if you see begin, now it is waiting for approval. So what I'll do, I will quickly go here and I'm going to approve it. So instead of requested, so I should ideally impersonate to this person and impersonate, but since it is going to take some time, I will approve it in the backend itself here only. So once I have refreshed it, I mean once I have approved it, so there is another. So if I go here and if I refresh, so it has to go to this box. So now this will become blue and this will become green. So let me just click on refresh. So as mentioned, so this became blue and this, so there is an approval. So what I'll do, I will again approve this, and once I approve this, the next step will be either it should be an approval or it should be a catalog task. So let's see what happens. So I'll go to the workflow again, I'll refresh it. So it says approval is finished and a catalog task will be generated. So where is the catalog task? So ideally it will be here. So I will go and I will refresh over here. So there is a catalog task which is generated, and this catalog task probably it will be assigned to a team, and they will take care of this particular request. That is the assignment, whoever is taking this ticket, they will just fulfill this request. This is basically the flow. And once this has been completed, so they'll say okay, we finished it. And if they click on save, so here after the catalog task is like completed, then notification will be gone, and after that another catalog task will be created, and then a log message and all of that. So if I just click on refresh, so you see there is one more catalog task. So if I just refresh over here, there will be one more catalog task which will be generated after the notification. So you see this is the catalog task. And after that, the log message will be generated if I complete this, and then the end will be coming up. So I'll go back over here, and what I'll do is I will open this again. So I have completed this, so I will open this. I will complete this one as well, thinking that I have finished the work whatever has been requested. So now it will come to the end, so the log message and then the end. So this is basically the process, one after the other. Now we saw an example for the laptop. Like this, we also have to create one form, right? So now if we have to create, so let's say if we have to modify this just in the back end, we understood where we will find the maintain items. So if I go here, so this is the request, standard laptop request. So let's say I don't want this storage information to be given. I'll remove this. So processor, only this one. I will right click and I will save it. And if I go back here and if I refresh it, these two things will just go away. So you saw that it just went away. So this is a service catalog, and here is the one you build everything. Now let me go back again. So this is the catalog item, that is sc underscore cat item. How do you come to this table?
This is item, maintain item.
Perfect. Awesome. So you click on maintain items and then you come up over here. So we will take an example of hospital registration. So I will say hospital um, patient patient registration request, something like that we will put. Okay. Then we
Ma'am,
will,
can I ask a question regarding this?
sure.
Suppose you said when we place an order in the Amazon, so this automatic flows, I mean, workflows goes automatically. So
Correct.
my question is, when we want to buy any product,
Mm-hmm.
does this workflow goes automatically or it will do manually? I mean, sequentially, one by
It will
one.
be sequentially. Now like the catalog task will be there. What the people in that group, what they will do is probably they will get in touch with you. They will ask when do you need this iPhone, which address it needs to be delivered, has your manager approved. So all these things they will do it manually, and then they are going to deliver the product to your address.
All right. That means so whenever I will place an order, I do not need to wait for that for long.
Exactly, everything will be automated.
Actually, it depends on the design, how the design
Yeah,
is, if there is lot of approval, then you have to wait. Otherwise, it will just place an order and execute it.
exactly. So now I let me. So this is how it looks. So what I'll do is I will just right click. I mean, I just categorized it. So category for hospital right now I don't have a category. So for now I will just give it as maybe something like tablets or something. Then you here you have something called as item details. Like what is this request for? Okay, we need to tell that this is a form for new patient registration. Mm, if you are visiting the hospital for the first time, only then you need to do the registration by submitting this request. Okay, we will put something like this. And in the process engine right now we have created some flow or some workflow, right? So the workflow that we were created was some snow training we created. So we will take the example of that. I mean, I think snow or something we created. Does anyone remember the name of the flow that we created, the workflow?
It was the
I think it was iPhone request. It's iPhone
your
request
iPhone
we
request.
created.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can either choose the flow or the workflow. This is the old one and this is the new one. You can choose, but this is not relevant. Just now, I'm just showing for the reference. Now, let's say I'm going to click on picture. So, if I think I want to add any picture, if I want to make sure that I want to make it look more nice, I can just give whatever I want. So, I can maybe go here. Let me see if there is something that I can choose. So this there is some image. I'm just checking that and I'm uploading it. So sometimes there will be formats that you have to upload only this format. The size have to be only this much. So something like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is pricing again. Like it's up to us. Like if we would want to give any pricing, we can give it. Otherwise, it's fine. And then the portal settings, just a very basic things. So if you want them to add any attachments, like if they have diagnosed with any disease, and if they have some reports, some scanning files, those things and all they can upload. So we can make the attachment mandatory, or if we want to do some kind of like all the customizations, we can do it over here. Now what I'll do is I will just do a right click and then I'm going to click on save. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the portal and I'm going to search it as hospital request, hospital patient registration request. So you see, interesting, right? So now we just created a service catalog and we got it. Hospital patient registration request. Now, what is missing? What is missing is we have to, of course, give them questions, right? What they need to add, what they need to enter, and all of that.
Yeah, need a form.
Yeah. So now in the variables, so these are all the tabs. We will of course, touch this in the tomorrow session. So variables, variable sets. So variable is like single question. Variable set is like multiple question in one single variable. So it is a group or a collection of variables, and you can use it in multiple catalogs. So that's the whole idea of having a variable set. So a variable set is a collection of variables, and you can use the variable set in multiple catalog items. Like you can reuse it. So if I create a variable set called as ABC, I can use that ABC in any catalog item I want. That's why I will create it that way. And we will probably come through this a little in our later sessions. So available for like which user has to see this particular form, which users should not see this. So probably only patients who are logging in for the first time, they should only be able to see this. For the others, it has to be hidden. So all these kind of settings, configurations, we can do it. Categories and catalogs is just whatever we have put over here. So now variables, I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to say I'm going to create a new variable. So I will say patient name. Okay, and there are a lot of types you can see over here. Like we have single line text, we have select box, we have yes or no check box, a lot of things we have. So order now, I will give something like 10. And if we want to make something as mandatory, we can check this box. If we want to make something as read only, or if we want to hide it, we can just use these check boxes and we can do it. This checkboxes is recently being given by ServiceNow. Earlier, this used to not be there. Then we have to, write script to make something mandatory. So thanks to ServiceNow that they have given this, so we don't have to write any script. So I will say patient name. Okay, and this will be automatically populated. That's the backend name. Okay, then I will say maybe in the type annotation or something, I will give some help text like please enter your name, something like this. Okay, and then I'm going to say click on save. So this is a single line text, which is a free text where they can enter. So ideally what we will do is, so if I go here and if I refresh this form, what will happen? So this came patient name, please enter your name. So I can enter any name, something like this. But usually for patient name or like anything with respect to user profile, we should always use a reference to a table. Okay, now we will use a reference to sys underscore user table. So if we have to do that, first we need to choose the type as reference. We will change this to reference, and then what we need to do is we need to give the reference type. So sys underscore user table is the table which has the information of all the users. So I will say sys underscore user underscore table. So in this particular table, all the user details will be present. And of course, I will tell that only the active users who are working or whoever is present, only they have to be pulled up. So in that case, what I'll do, I will choose a filter like active is true. So whoever user is actively logging in, whoever is there, only they should be able to be pulled. So let me go here, refresh again, click on reload. So now if you see, it's not a single line text. You can just choose. You saw that we are referencing and we are able to choose the name from here. So you understood the difference between single line text and the reference field?
Yes.
Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go and open my maintain items. I'm going to open the patient registration form, and I'm going to create one more variable. So here I will go and open my item. So my item is patient registration request or something, hospital patient registration request. So I'm going to click again on new, and I'm going to set the order as now this time 20. So this is just like, you can give anything, 1 2 300 200 300, anyhow you want. So I will say no, I will say mobile number. Okay, then this got automatically. So this is a single line text. Likewise, you have multiple types: multi-line text, attachment, checkbox. You have custom, date and time, duration, email, HTML, IP address. All these things are different types of variable types. So you can use anything. You can use a checkbox, you can use multiple choice, select box, yes or no, a lot of things. So I will choose a single line text for now, and I will just click on save, and I'm going to go and refresh the form. So now if you see, there will be two questions. So patient name, please enter your name, mobile number, to enter the mobile number. Okay, and then we can click on order now, then it will create a request. So these are your basic things when you're building up the service catalog. So in tomorrow's session, we will see what are variable sets. We will deal a little more on this form itself. We will make it more nice. We will build this form even more. So in the meantime, you can also build your own form. You can take any example, hospital, or maybe you're going to some, let's say, for a dance. For extracurricular activities, and you want to register there, you can do that. Or if you want to install a software on your system, you can build a request for installing software on your system. You have n number of options. You can also, what you can do is, you can quickly take a look at all the existing catalog items which are already being given by ServiceNow itself. So if you just click on maintain items, you have multiple items. You see here, Apple iPad 3, conference room reservations, packaging and shipping, cubicle modifications. So cubicle modifications is something like someone wants to change their seating, someone wants to shift their table and chair. So for all these things also you have. So if you go and see each and every request, you will get some example. So just think of a good example and start creating your own. So just try to explore all the different types of variables you have, and then we will go further. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we will start with our question and answer session. So
Ma'am, I have one question.
sure.
Yeah, last time I am trying to build a new, like you said, reservation or like cubicle. So I'm trying to make like a student teaching management system. So
Mhm.
when I doing like student can see this, student teacher can see this, but there is some self contradict loops is produced. So I intentionally produced, but is there any mechanism that I can identify there is some self-contradict loop in the workflow? Because some access this would be given to the student, sorry, given to the teacher, but it not given to the student. Then some self-contradict maybe happen because in my work I did intentionally like self-looping. So is there any process to identify this? You get back to question.
You mean to say the roles?
If you want to do some approval in some stage, and it will goes to the parallelly two process. So might be these two are self contradict, but like it will go to the end the process, and it will simultaneously go to the another flow. So how to identify there is a self contradict?
No, the name will be given properly. Like every request is unique in service now, and every record is having a 32-digit unique SysID. So in the name or in the request number itself, you will be able to. So there will be no like duplicate approvals, or there will not be like some approvals we are not sure which approval is for which request. Nothing like that. It will be
Okay,
clear.
so I'm giving one example. In our iPhone first program, iPhone distribution, if the approval goes to the in the same time the iPhone is available, and the same time iPhone is not available in the process. So how can we understand this is? I mean, after approval, it will go to the next step to see there is iPhone is available or not. But in
Correct.
the same time, if it is go to the rejected state, no iPhone available, then it is work parallelly, self contradict.
No, so first thing is, it will ask, it will go for approval. In the approval itself, if they are rejecting that, why do you need an iPhone? You are still 6 months old in this
But
organization.
I can go two steps in the same time: approval, then
Yes,
go to the end, and also the go to the next step. So
yes,
it occurred in my program.
yeah, you can do that, but ideally that is not the way of configuring. So if there is a requirement that you have to do it parallelly, then you can achieve it parallelly. Like, do not have to do first approval and then catalog task. You can trigger the task both at the same time. You got it?
Yeah, yes.
So you can trigger both at the same time, and we will be able to figure it out. Fine.
Try.
Yeah, you can anything, anything in service now. Only if you try to
Workflow, I get very much
yeah,
interested in the workflow. It will have lot of option. We can make a process like
yeah, exactly. So just keep trying it and just come up with a lot of questions, so we will discuss more about this. Only if you understand practice, only you'll be able to get a lot of questions, and you'll be like, okay, how is this, how it will happen, what it will happen, all that you will try to get it. So I hope I answered your question. So probably if you have more questions, we'll take it up in the next session after you are done with your practicing of the workflow in your instance. Fine.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So your first question will be, what is the hierarchy of the request management?
Request. So first one is request. Second one is RTIM, and the last is SC something.
Awesome, that's great. So it's RITM. So request, requested item, and service catalog task. So always the hierarchy will be the same way. Request, requested item, and service catalog task. That's right. Your next question would be, what are the different types of variable types? We just saw that. At least
Oh,
one or two, can you remember and tell me the
yeah,
type that I
variables.
chose?
Variable types is
Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So variable, we can make the is a single line variable and the multiple line variable or something like that, and also the
Awesome.
variable set also different things.
Yeah, that's correct. So we have multiple types of variables. So we can have single line text, select box, check box,
Hmm.
reference. So we used a reference to a table. We just referenced it to a table where the users table, and we are getting all the users from that table. Likewise, we have date format, HTML, all these are different types of variables we saw. So you understood the reference, right? How it worked. So once we clicked on reference and we gave the table, so all the users in the table, we will be able to get it. Understood that, right?
Yeah, ma'am. So if we wanna
Okay.
create the the new name, the whatever, no need to specify the user table. So that time no need to the reference.
Yeah, correct. So that time we can just choose the
Mhm. A single line,
I mean,
single
line.
line field.
Yes, you're right. Okay, then here's your next question. What is the category in service catalog? Why do you basically categorize service catalogs?
To understand what kind of support it will give.
Perfect. So of course
Oh,
we have,
madam, here is one question. It is the fixed things we have to choose, or we can make, right? We can make the,
Yeah, you can
several
make the
service. Like,
category. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, that's why. Because every time we choose from the selected item, like hardware or like this,
Mhm.
but we can make another things if we want. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Maybe.
yeah. So that's right. So when you have multiple, like if you will have 10,000, 20,000 service catalogs, you have to, of course, categorize it, right? Like this 200 belongs to hardware, this 300 belongs to software, like this 50 belongs to hospital related stuff. There are another 50 which belongs to, iPhone, something like that. So you have to categorize your service catalogs. And here's your last question of the day. What is a service catalog? What have you understood? What is
So
a service catalog?
so service catalog is an item from whatever I use the information about the any items,
Mm-hmm.
and I create a task and every and we can set the everything, and also whenever anybody want to buy it, and they can give the information, and it is they can buy or something.
Okay, perfect. So basically, a service catalog is a form where it is used to,
Mm.
ask like define information or create a catalog task, or it could be a service request. Basically, it is a form.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, that's about it. So your assignment question will be, of course, to build a catalog item of your own. So just like how we took an example of hospital patient registration form, please do create one similar to that, any example, or it could be even the same related thing. You can just do that. And your second question would be, like your assignment questions would be, create 7 different variable types on a form. Like right now we created 2 variables. One is the name, another one is the mobile number. We used reference for the name and we used single line text for the mobile number. Like that, create 7 questions on your form, and each one, what you will do is, you will just use all the different types of variable data types you have, which is being given. Okay, got it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, so I hope you are able to do this. So the next class when we connect, so each one of you have to share your screen and show me what catalog item you have built.